Hello everybody and welcome back to Vino Mexico. I am Jake, this is Guadalajara in the state of Jalisco here in Mexico. It is easily 100 million degrees outside, rainy season still hasn't hit us yet, but we're living in hope. In the meantime, we're melting and that means we need some refreshment, and that means it's time for our Friday night Vino Mexico! Okay, as you know, because you've been tuning into our videos on Wednesday and on Thursday, and now you've come back for some more, this week we are looking at the Tierra Adentro 100% Merlot from the state of Zacatecas, the Tierra Adentro winery affiliated with the Campo Real, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this is some fine, wonderful energies going into this fine wine, produced by some excellent guys. This is Dr. Joaquin Madero, whose name should be very, very familiar to you, and Hugo de Costa Lopez, who is a Willy Wonka of wine. At least that is what it sounds like, because he takes dreams and makes them reality. As you know, we've already been through the winery, we've already been looking at the wine, so there is nothing left to do except open the wine and drink it and let you know what we think. So we're just going to dive straight into this wine. Here we go. It's Friday. I hope you've had a great week. It's been an unusual week, certainly. Not so good news for my hometown. But, you know, we move on and, well, wine cannot make things better. It helps us carry on, which is what the British spirit is all about. The worm goes in, and of course, as everybody knows by now, you screw it down to about the last twist in the screw, but not all the way down, otherwise you risk pushing out through the bottom of the cork, which some experts say isn't really important, but I say they don't know what they're talking about. So here it is. Again, this is very much like the... which one was it? It was the JC Bravo wine, where the cork was quite dense, a very dense cork. So whether they use a similar supplier, I don't know, but that, my friends, is a perfect cork. Zacatecas, there it is, so we're not in the Baja California, and of course Tierra Adentro, so this is not hashtag fake wine, it's hashtag real wine. So this, boom, goes into our wine glass, that goes back over there with Speedy and the Obsidian Axe, and we get into this. This is a 2012, so this is 5 years. Should I decant the wine? If you believe that the wine is such that it will collect sediment, then yes, decant the wine. Will it help oxygenate it? Of course it will, and it will help the aromas improve over time. That is also part of the process if you want to do that, but it is not necessary. For a Friday night after such a week, you just want to get into the wine. Tierra Adentro 100% Merlot 2012 from Zacatecas in the heart of Mexico. The colour, as you can see, is a very dark, rich, claret style colour. It is a very dark ruby red, slight tinge of red, no orange, no purple, no blue, it's just straight up blood of the grape. It is dense, I cannot see through it, except for a slight hellish tinge. It's very, very floral. As I'm waving it around, I can smell the aroma starting to fill the area, which makes you know that it's Friday. That is a very, very sweet, very floral, like daisies, like a summer meadow. That's beautiful. It's very, very red fruity. And when I say red fruit, it's a very generic, oh, it's very, very red fruity. What does it smell like? Well, it smells like fruit, to be honest with you. It's not strong, it's not insipid, it's just a nice, balanced, gentle, silky smell of red, crushed, ripe, cranberries, raspberries, maybe some strawberries, but a little bit like a big, rich strawberry raspberry compote that's been boiling away and left to sit. Could it be a little jammy? Well, from yesterday I was expecting some plum flavours, which may be actually in the wine itself, but yeah. aromatically, it's not jammy like a big pot of jam, but it smells like it's starting to be crushed and slightly cooked, cooled compote, which is not quite jam, it's a posh word for jam. And that's what we're flaying. In terms of minerality, I'm not really getting any coconuts or vanilla or spices at the moment. Yeah, in terms of like daisies and wildflowers, it's like a warm summer afternoon in a meadow. So that would be the floral notes that we're thinking. Perhaps that will become more apparent when we taste it. Wood notes is not really apparent. The mineral is not really apparent at the moment. It's all about the fruit at the moment. So let's get into it. You know, I love Merlot. I do. I always have. I don't know why people don't like it. If you don't like it, well, that's a personal choice. But if you don't like it because it's fashionable not to like it, then you're a bit silly, to be honest. Because Merlot is awesome. And this is an awesome Merlot. That has a very, very long aftertaste. The acidity is very mild. The tannins are very, very light. This is an easy drinking wine. This would be really, really good with some lamb or with a very light, very fine steak, not a high fat steak. You need something harder, like a bit stronger, like Shiraz or Malbec for that. This would be really good with a very, very lean beef steak, with lamb. It would be very, very good even with chicken, because the fruitiness is actually, yeah, with turkey, something like turkey or duck would go very, very well with this, because the light, gentle flavors mixed with the fruitiness, and the red fruitiness, as we know, just works perfectly with poultry. Okay, there is a spiciness there now, and the tannins are a little bit firmer. There we go. I am getting like a green herb, like bay leaves, something like bay leaves and rosemary, along with the plums and the cranberries and the red fruits. I'm not really at the moment getting any dried fruits. It's not jammy. Again, we are getting this sort of sour plum flavour, this Victoria plum flavour, slightly green but coming into its ripeness. It's a 5-year-old wine. This can certainly go for another 5 years, up to 10 years, and will be, again, a very smooth, very subtle, very gentle wine with very, very complex flavours. It is more herbal and more floral than it is mineral. Perfectly paired with light meats, or like filet mignon, sirloin. Certainly not your heavier, like the cowboy steaks or the ribeye or T-bone or anything like that. So fine quality French style, ironically, French style cooked meats, and again poultry, coq au vin, why not? A little bit of duck, a little bit of turkey in there, and you will be absolutely somewhere in Provence sipping on a glass of wine. And it's not, because we're in Mexico, so you're actually going to be in Zacatecas sitting at the Vendimia, which is August 26th. Up there in Zacatecas at Tierra Adentro. Tickets now available online, and you can get there and you can try this wine in the winery. If not, you can buy this wine direct from the website of the winery. So no excuse not to try this 2012 100% Merlot. Delicious, fruity, not understated, but it has presence, but it is refined. So it's Friday, we have to do it. This is the double glug, where we basically take 2 large gulps to activate the autonomic reflex, which is to get the involuntary characteristic of the wine and its reaction to the body. And that is in 3, 2, 1. That is delicious. That is... Okay, now we get a little bit more of the acidity here, and hitting into the back and in the muscle between the jaw, and it's just a rich flavour that just sort of cascades into refined fruits and a little bit of spiciness in there, and the herbs and the floral notes and the red fruit. It's just like taking a big bite of a ripe plum, and it just stays with me. It's something that just warms the soul and just makes you happy. It is a very French style wine. As well as doing Mexican wines, my other great passion in wine is researching and studying Bordeaux wines. I decided to do Mexico and France. So this is a very, very familiar wine. So if you like French wine, you are going to love this wine. This is actually a really, really good introductory wine because it's very, very familiar. So I fully recommend you get onto these guys and let's get some of this stuff moving north. That's it for our Friday show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, please subscribe. We need only 48 more people in order to make this a bigger success than it's already been. To everybody who has joined us in the last week, from the bottom of our wine-soaked hearts, thank you very much. We greatly, greatly appreciate it, and we love you watching our videos at least 5 times a day, if not more. Why not? There's nothing else to do out there in the world, right? If you like it, come back next week. We'll be doing the same thing. Wednesday, which is our Winery Wednesdays, into the Thirsty Thursdays, and into the Double Gluck Fridays. So next week, we're going to go to Aguascalientes, which is Spanish for the place of the warm waters. Until then, have a great Friday, have a great Saturday, have a great Sunday. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy your wines, look after yourselves and each other, and remember, next week you can tune in for some more Vino Mexico!